What's good, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. And in today's video, we're going to talk and listen to audio from your main man, Lavar Ball, talking about how he feels about Melo coming off the bench, James Borrego, the whole nine. And then we're going to talk about it and we'll give y'all my thoughts and opinions on that as well. You know how we do. Let's just get straight into it.
With my dude, AB the Hero. Well, we getting it down in the Ball State, baby.
Hey.
AB, way to get out of the lane. How you get out of the lane?
What do you thought about that, Jay?
I like that. Yeah, I told you, he's a hustler for it. Let's go. I'm out.
All right. Now, to get things started, I appreciate y'all for subbing, hitting the notification bell to the channel. We still rolling, chugging along, doing our thing. This video that we're about to watch is audio from, I'm sorry, I say watch the video, but we're gonna listen to some audio. It's your man, Lavar. He is talking about James Borrego and LaMelo's psychology and the reason why he should not come off the bench. And after the video, we'll kind of talk about why this is important. And I think that if you look at the trajectory of Lonzo's career and you hear the moments where Lavar is saying, I've been working with this kid for a long time. I know what ticks him. I know what makes him go. I know how to get the best out of him. And you see how folks have went against that and then where his situation is currently. So it gives a bit of credence to me of what Lavar is saying. And we'll get into that video right now. Also, I just want to say thank y'all. The subs are going up. We done hit 7,000 with 7,100. That's it, 7,100. We on our way to 7,200. We finna hit 8K soon. By the end of the day, we're gonna hit 8K. So make sure y'all are part of that. You feel me? But let's get into the video. All right, so we got this here, and like I said, it's the audio, but you'll get the gist of it as we listen to it. Let's chill.
Melo and all my boys are like this, man. You playing for somebody, you go ahead. You don't sulk and you don't do that. You just go ahead and go with that. My thing is, he ain't happy with that, but he ain't gonna show that. If I train you to be the best and always you've been starting all your life, here's what they don't get. My boys are not freaking role players. They superstars. Let them do what they do. But if your mentality ain't like that, guess what? It's hard to coach my boys and tap into the best because you don't have a killer mindset.
Yeah, shocker. Lavar wants his kid starting, right?
All right, so that's the clip of Lavar, and then there is some extra audio that I think that we'll listen to as well that I feel like is important. But first, let's just address what my dog Lavar said right there. So basically, he's saying, just like I was saying when I was leading into this, is that when you're trying to get the best out of the athlete, right? So we all know that LaMelo has been hooping, right? And part of what I believe the reason why it inspires such good games from him is he was told, yo, you got to earn it. Go out there and hoop it. If you earn it, then you got the starting spot. When you damn near go triple-double 2 games in a row, and you still don't see no increase in no minutes or no nothing like that, then it says it may cause you to not trust as much as you would have in the past, right? When you look at a coach who is saying, yo, I know old boy over here not shooting, he not playing great ball, but I trust him and I'm gonna let him keep doing this thing, and you hooping, and he talking about how he don't trust you quite yet, it instills a little bit of distrust. And I think that we seen that with Lonzo, the relationship with Luke Walton, Alvin Gentry, a lot of the moves that all of his coaches have been removed from the situation, and partly due to the fact that they haven't been getting the best out of him. I think James Borrego, while I do believe that, you know, he comes from that Popovich lineage and he is probably a decent coach, has himself in a situation where he gonna find himself in that Luke Walton bag. He gonna find himself in that Alvin Gentry bag here very soon. if he don't figure out how to kick this thing around. Because there's a difference when you're not playing your 3rd overall pick and you're winning games and y'all look really good. And then there's when your 3rd overall pick, who was playing good, is starting to have not as great performances because you playing with his minutes, the rotation and all of this stuff. I'm going to follow this video up with a recap of last night's game versus the Chicago Bulls, where I'll just give y'all my straight thoughts and opinions on that. So hit the notification bell, sub, so we can get that as well. But what I also want to do is I want to play the rest of this audio from this little segment that TMZ Sports had, and then I want to give y'all some of my thoughts on that too, because I think that this woman who says some shit that's kind of smart.
Now, he wants him out there starting. The question I have for you guys is this: there is a logic that when you take a young kid like this, like LaMelo, you don't thrust him into the starting lineup because you want him to grow and develop, and you don't want too much too fast. Do you think that they should continue that, or do you think it's time to just say, screw it, pull the ripcord and let this guy start already?
Well, shoot, my first thought is, like, this is discussion, and just so people know, LaVar Ball's saying it out loud, but there's a lot of people saying it. My host for the Hawks, he said, wow, it's crazy this kid is coming off the bench.
Hey, folks gonna take this soundbite and then make it seem like LaVar talking crazy again about another coach, but everybody's saying it. It's the same thing. I heard the conversation the other day where folks were trying to talk about LaVar and criticize him for being vocal about Luke Walton and Alvin Gentry and these other different coaches who have coached his sons throughout their career. But what we see is after LaVar get up out of there, after the success isn't what it could have been, you start to see people move out of those situations as well. The Luke Waltons, the Alvin Gentrys. You go over to Lithuania, when folks was calling that dude the LaVar Ball of Lithuania, when they were talking about how tenured and how his presence in that program meant so much. They got him up out of there after that and tried to do something else. So you see it from all of these different stops. But let's continue what she's saying.
Because he's that talented. But some coaches do have theories, too, that they want firepower coming off the bench. Like, I remember when my coach in Connecticut came to me, I was an all-star one year, and then he came to me after that all-star season and said, hey, we don't have anything coming off the bench, and the other starters would throw a fit, so can you come off the bench? And I'm like, what? I'm an all-star? Talking about. And then the very next season, I went from being an all-star to the very next season being 6th Woman of the Year. So I do know that coaches love having firepower come off the bench, and it might be the case for LaMelo, but he does have starting caliber.
Yeah.
Now, I appreciate her statement there at the end about the firepower coming off the bench, right? And I think that is interesting for 2 points, because for one, she says that the coach came to her and said, yo, would you mind coming off the bench? After an all-star season, this has happened. He said, would you mind coming off the bench because the other starters would freak out if I tried this with them, right? So there's some conversation there. There's a mutual understanding. This is not me telling you, yo, you can be a starter if you earn it, and then you earn it, and then I pull it away from you. This is us discussing your role. I'm going to give you enough freedom and leash, and I want you to control that second unit into a place where now you're the 6th Woman of the Year in her case, which is so different than you could be a starter. I know you want to be a starter, but you're going to have to earn it, and then even though you earn it, I'm keeping you off the bench for my own selfish reasons. Also, it's so different with this Charlotte situation because the starting lineup is part of the biggest issue. To me, it is a glaring weakness for this team. So to have Melo not in that, bolstering your biggest weakness, to me is a sign of unwillingness to make adjustments that need to be made. And I think that when you listen to a LaVar talk, right, and I think that folks always be harshly critical of LaVar because he's their father. So you start thinking like, yo, but that's their dad, bro. Their dad always gonna want some things. And you have to look past it. It's not just this is my dad talking. It's also, this is my trainer. This was the dude who was the CEO of the company who endorsed my shoe when I was just in high school. You have to really look at Lavar and his position from such a deeper level than just my dad, right? He has been the AAU coach, has damn near been the GM of the high school team, started the league, just a lot of stuff, and has been hands-on. So when he's giving you some advice on how to get the best out of his child or his student or his client per se, then you got to listen to it. And I think that's what a lot of these coaches feel like they got the keys and all of the answers, but it's like my dog Kanye West said, you ain't got the answers, Sway. You ain't got the answers. It's your main man, AB the Hero. We out.
No, not peace. +1, triple B's. We out.